Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another adventure. Today, we have come to Wilkeson, Washington. Now, I was here probably, about 7 or 8 years ago when I lived here, and I haven't been back since. So, we're going to revisit this mining area of Wilkeson and see if it's changed any. And right now, as you can see, we are right here by the old coke ovens. And if you do not know what coke is, basically it is coal that has been cooked and heated up and was used in the manufacturing of steel. However, not anymore. But there would have been coal in there, I guess, and it would have been cooked and then used to make steel. Some of them look like they have collapsed in pretty good. Here's some information about the coke ovens. Here you can see all of the coke ovens with the railroad tracks right there. Now, I had a whole paper that I had written stuff down on about the town of Wilkeson. Of course, I did do it in my previous video, but I actually forgot to bring the paper, and I have no internet service out here, so I can't tell you exactly about the town. I'll have to do a voiceover or something, but basically, Wilkeson is an old coal town, and you can see here the train tracks that used to come through here. Now, of course, they're not in use anymore. However, during Wilkeson days, which they just had this previous weekend, they actually do mine cart racing, which is kind of cool. The last time I was here, I tried to get over to the old Skookum Slope Mine. However, it was pretty difficult to get to because the water was high. So we're going to try to get over there this time, maybe. If not, I brought the drone. We can fly it over there. You can see the railroad tracks came all the way back here. Well, looks like the tracks end right about here. Go all the way to down there. Let's keep exploring. In the last video, I wasn't quite sure what this was, but came to find out that it is the old wash rack for the coal. It's still here. So basically the coal would have came from the mine, been washed here, and then sent out on train cars to wherever they were going. Pretty sure it still looks the same too, as it did 7 years ago. Maybe a little bit more graffiti, but then down here, we are down here by the little creek. You can see some bridge pilings, some old bridge pilings there that used to go across. I remember the last time I was here, there was a burnt out car in this area. Well, it looks like we've come upon a dead end on this trail, although it does look like it goes a little bit further. I guess if we're careful, we can get down there. There's some old pieces of a right down there. Not sure exactly what that is, but I can't really get to it. All right, we made it down here by the creek. Maybe explore down here a little bit, see if we can see anything, and head back up towards the mine. Now, I know there's another mine on the backside somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure where that is. And it doesn't really look like there's too much down here. So we might just go ahead and head back up. All right, if you look right there of an old car. I'm gonna try to get over there, but I didn't bring any boots. Like a dummy. So I'm gonna see if I can get over there somehow, but I don't know. There's another piece of something right here. Oh yeah, and more over there. So these big mounds like this that you see here are not actually natural. They are the tailings from the mines. And then the wash rack right over here. All right, we just climbed this huge hill right here. And now we're on the top part. Well, the old mine is somewhere over there. I'm trying to see if I can spot it. Everything is pretty overgrown right now because it is summer. Definitely don't want to go down there. Let's continue on and see if we spot it. Well, there's the lower area down there where we parked and where the tracks are. we're still on the lookout for the mine, but I think everything is just so grown over right now, we're not going to be able to find it. Okay, I'm backtracking a little bit because I don't think the mine is that far down. I think it's, if I remember right, it's more in this area, but I just don't think we're going to be able to see it because it's so overgrown. And well, I'm not going to be able to fly the drone as I thought I was because there's just way too many trees. All right, so we found the location, because I don't know if fan house right there. I don't know. I can't zoom in on this thing, but I figured it had to be because the wash rack is over here. And I'm not sure how to go about getting down to the creek. Maybe we'll have to come in a different way. But let's see. So that's the fan house over there. So the mine is also over there somewhere. But I don't think we're going to be able to see it due to the trees. Let me see. Oh, there's something right there too. Can't really see what that is. But let me see if I can figure out a way to get to over there. Alright guys, we made it to the creek bed. I just had to pull off the road there for a minute and go down beside the creek, and hopefully we can actually get through here with these down trees and stuff. Yikes. This might be kind of fun. Alright, well, I really was not prepared for this. I think it might be better just to go walk back down that trail I was just on and get to the water that way, because this way I really don't think it's going to work. There's way too many trees down. Alright, well, we are down by the water again, but this time we're closer to the mine, and since I've already gotten wet, it's not a big deal. But there's some kind of foundation there. I don't know if that was from the maybe the conveyor, or I guess it wouldn't be a conveyor, but whatever that would take it from the mine over to the wash rack, because the wash rack is right over there. So I don't think it was a bridge. I think it was whatever they did, whatever system, conveyor or whatever, mine cart. I'm not sure, but there it is. I found a old steering shaft and steering wheel. Interesting. Don't know what it goes to, obviously, but interesting nonetheless. So it looks like, again, we're gonna have trees in our way going this way, but it's just something we're gonna have to deal with. Doesn't look like there's any way around it. Alright guys, look at that. Check it out. I believe that is the old to the mine. We made it to the other side. I'm trying to figure out where the mine is now. Guess we'll do some exploring and figure it out, huh? Oh, I don't think this is it. This is just a bunch of debris and stuff. I think it's back the other way. Trekking through the jungle. But at least we made it to this side, and we found the fan house, which is cool. Whoa! And I really don't have the right shoes to be doing this. Well, there is a whole bunch of water right here, and down there. What about over there? Is that safe? I can't tell. I don't want to sink, because that's all water there. And that's all water. I think the mine is actually over there somewhere. Shoot, now we gotta figure out how to get through. Okay. There's another view of what I believe is the fan house. Now we just got to figure out how to get across here. Might just be getting wet. And get to over there. Because I believe the mine is actually over there somewhere. We'll find out. There's the fan house. I believe that's the fan house anyways. Check it out, guys. We made it. We didn't get to make it last time, but we sure as heck made it this time. There is the Skookum Slope Mine. It's still very wet around here. Before we go over there, what's over here? Just, oh, ow. Oh, just a little pond over here. Nice little meadow. And you can see there's actually some remains of something here. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but obviously there's something there. And I know somewhere, it might actually be this pond. There's actually, probably not this pond, but there's another mine somewhere. But we're not going to go search for that one today. But yeah, there's some remains of something or other there. Pretty interesting. All right, let's go back over here to the mine. I'm glad it's not hugely soaked through here. It is very mushy though. So I'm kind of having to be careful where I step so I don't completely sink, but that's fine. We're gonna get wet again. Am I gonna sink? Yep. Oh well. It happens. Got something on me. Check it out. Good thing these are quick drying pants. See if I can get up there. I'm sure this stuff is pretty slick. It does not look very good. like I'm gonna catch something. Ew! Alright guys, well, there is the mine. You can see it's completely flooded. Whew! And it stinks. Smells very much of sulfur. Whew! Stinky. But still very cool to check out. And we got over here, which is even more cool. You see the Skookum Slope Mine, or well, it just says the Skookum Slope, March 1942. Let's go back over here and get another view of, I think this is the fan house. Yeah, because see, there's the fan right there. There we go, now we can get a better view. And obviously it is completely flooded. See the big fan right there? Very awesome. Looks like there's actually a trail, so obviously there's quite a few people been back here. Oh, that's where all the water's coming from. Okay. And this is the top of the fan house. Oh, look, see the grates? I'm definitely not standing on top of that. Does not look very stable. Oh. Hopefully there's no bears in here. All right, now we've made it to the other side. Look at that. Very awesome. Big shaft for the fan there. That is pretty neat. All right, now we're gonna head back over here. Take one last look at the mine. There's one more look at the fan house and the big fan area right there. There's really only one way out of here. These stinging nettles out here are no joke, man. No joke. Here's one last look at the mine and the foundations, which obviously would have went across the river or the creek over to the wash bed over there. Well, I found another little foundation here. See, are these things gonna bite me? No. Look at that. Still got stuff in it. It's awesome. All right, now what's the safest way back across? I guess the way I came. Yeah, muddy shoes. Oh well. All right. One last look before we head back. So now that we're back down here on the creek bed, we can say that that was definitely used for the conveyor or whatever system they used back then to get the coal from the mine back over to the wash house. There's some more foundations. I don't know if that was a second set that went across or maybe a bridge. Stuff right there too. Well, since our feet are already wet, we might as well go over here and check out this car. That nothing, you know what, it might have been a Volkswagen. Not sure. It was something at one time though. Woo! Now, who knows what it was? Think those CV axles are still any good? I'm guessing probably not. Well, I just kind of noticed something here as I was heading on my way out. There is some more foundations back here. I don't know if I ever noticed these before. Oh, look. There's a train track right here. That would have ran out there, and there's the other train track coming in right here. And then the wash rack is right here. So maybe this might have had some kind of extension coming out from the wash rack. The wash rack? The wash rack. Where the train cars would have sat. Right here. And dumped the clean coal in. That's my guess. Because they go all the way back there. One last look at the wash rack right there for you guys. Alright, that's the end. Well everyone, hopefully you enjoyed this video of the Wilkeson Mining Area. We actually got up to the mine this time, which was pretty awesome. And we'll see you on the next adventure.